Hello. The Old Vic is staging Just for One Day at the moment. It's a play, a musical about the Live Aid concert of 1985, when musicians, virtually every well-known musician of the period, was invited to perform either in London or New York. So there was a combined broadcast, televised broadcast, that went to something like 40% of the world's population to raise money for the poor in the developing countries. Of the two people behind the venture, the better known was Bob Geldof, and I was interested in his reaction to seeing himself portrayed on stage in this musical. He said, "It's bad enough being Bob Geldof, it's rather worse to see someone else pretending to be you." Well, just putting on one side for a minute the fact that what he saw the actor doing on stage he might not have felt was accurate, I think also there's a sense that he probably felt that he didn't necessarily like what he saw, even about the things that he did feel were accurate. And I think for most of us, sometimes we feel what might be reflected back to us if we saw ourselves how other people see us, we might not like. This is partly sometimes a physical thing. We don't like our bodies, we don't like how we look. And I think it's important to counteract that by perhaps seeing our bodies as slightly separate from us and giving our bodies a bit of a treat, validating them, affirming them. So that what they look like ceases to be important, because we realise all the wonderful things that we are able to do through our bodies, feel gratitude to our bodies, and maybe give our bodies a bit of a treat, a nice warm bath, or a nice new bit of clothing to dress ourselves up and make ourselves look nice. All sorts of ways in which we can affirm how we look that will undermine any sense that we have that we don't look very good and are not happy with it. And similarly, if we feel that how we are as people is something that we don't feel particularly that we like, if we're fortunate, we can surround ourselves with people who do like us, people who love us, people who value us, so that their affection and their liking of us can perhaps undermine any feeling inside ourselves that we may have that we're not particularly likeable. And we need to believe other people and not dismiss it and say that they've probably got some ulterior motive, because it's more likely that our own self-dislike is coming from wrong motives. So let's make sure that we do affirm who we are, and if indeed we aren't fortunate enough to have people around us who do like us and who do love us, then we need to make up for that. Sometimes it's not just that we don't have people like that around us, we actually have people like that around us who undermine who we are and are constantly criticising us and putting us down. And it's very important in that context, if that's what's happening, to affirm who we are. Maybe we need just to look at ourselves in the mirror and tell ourselves that we are lovable, that we're likeable people, that we're doing well, to validate ourselves and to make ourselves feel more confident, even if we have to do it for ourselves and can't rely on the people who love us around us to do it for us. Whatever we need to do, let's make sure that we do something to make sure that we can increase in confidence in our feelings about how we look and in about who we are. Because I would hate it if all of us had to say that it's bad enough being, in Bob Geldof's case, Bob Geldof, but I don't want any of us to need to say that we don't want to be who we are. We need to build up the confidence to value who we are and delight in it.